History of Dual Survival: Cody Lundin and Dave Canterbury. When Dual Survival premiered in 2010 on Discovery Channel, it brought a fresh twist to survival television. Instead of a single survivalist, the show paired two men with radically different approaches to survival: Cody Lundin, a modern-day primitive skills expert, and Dave Canterbury, a military-trained survivalist. Their chemistry, sometimes cooperative, sometimes combative, made for compelling TV, and together they defined the early identity of the show. Cody Lundin stood out immediately, not just for his barefoot approach to survival, yes, even in snow or desert, but for his philosophy. Has discussed the adaptability of the human body to extreme conditions. He believes that by consistently exposing oneself to environmental stresses, such as going barefoot, the body can adapt at a cellular level. In a Facebook post, he mentioned, "The body is amazing, and being able to restructure the mitochondria to withstand extreme temperatures is amazing." This suggests that he views mitochondrial adaptation as a key factor in building resilience to environmental challenges. While Lundin's perspective emphasizes the body's potential for adaptation, it's important to note that scientific consensus on the extent of mitochondrial restructuring through environmental exposure is still developing. Nonetheless, his approach highlights the importance of gradual acclimatization and the body's remarkable ability to adjust to challenging conditions. A survival instructor by trade, Cody had lived off the grid for years in Arizona, using solar power and rainwater catchment. He emphasized mental calm, conservation of energy, and sustainable living, often quoting his belief that survival wasn't just about brawn, it was about brains and balance. He wore shorts year-round, no matter the terrain, and saw clothing and gear as a mental crutch. His minimalism wasn't a stunt, it was his lifestyle. Dave Canterbury, on the other hand, came with a military background and a more aggressive, hands-on survival approach. A former Army sniper and self-styled bushcraft expert, Dave was the kind of guy who would build a spear from nothing and go hunting with it. His mindset was more tactical, more action-oriented. Where Cody might build a shelter and hunker down to conserve energy, Dave was likely to try to get moving or take risks to find rescue. The show leaned into these contrasts. One might say Cody was the monk, Dave, the warrior. And that clash of philosophies often caused tension. They argued over fire-starting techniques, over the risks of moving versus staying put, and especially over footwear, or the lack of it. But the audience loved it. They weren't just surviving in harsh environments, they were debating how best to do it, and those debates reflected real-world discussions among survivalists. Their on-screen partnership lasted for the first 2 seasons, from 2010 to 2012. But behind the scenes, things got rocky. It later came out that Dave Canterbury had allegedly misrepresented parts of his military background, including claiming qualifications he didn't earn. This controversy reportedly led to his dismissal from the show. While some fans were disappointed, others sided with Cody, who had a deep, almost spiritual commitment to honesty and survival education. Cody continued on for another season with new partner, but the original magic of the show, those sparks between the barefoot survivalist and the tactical bushcrafter, was hard to recapture. For many fans, the Cody and Dave era remains the golden age of dual survival, a time when survival wasn't just about enduring the elements, but also about clashing ideologies, mutual respect, and two very different ways of being human in nature. In the wake of his public apology, Dave Canterbury chose the path of redemption through action rather than words. He returned to his roots, focusing on teaching practical survival skills and rebuilding trust within the outdoor community. Though his past missteps cast a long shadow, his continued dedication to the craft and willingness to own his mistakes spoke volumes. Over time, many came to respect not just the survivalist, but the man who chose to face his flaws and grow beyond them.